Hello and welcome to a new tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to quickly do a photo manipulation. We are going to use this photo of a train, this photo of those dolphins, and at the end of the tutorial you'll learn how to do this underwater scene. First thing that we need to do is to hide that lamp on the top. For that I'm going to take the brush tool or press B. I'm going to press Alt or Option to select one of the colors from the top area, and I'm just going to paint on top to hide that lamp. Okay, so we managed to hide that top part, and now the next thing that we want to do is to select the window. For that I'm going to use the pen tool or press P. Okay, so we selected the window. Now I'm going to apply a mask, hold Alt or Option, and we are going to select everything but the window. Now I'm going to bring the dolphins photo into our main composition. I'm going to drag the dolphins photo underneath our main layer, and I'm going to drag this photo wherever I think it matches the best position. After we placed our dolphin photos, we have this area on the left that we need to fill, and Photoshop has this amazing tool which is content aware fill. I'm going to select this area that I want to stretch to the left, and I'm going to select edit and content aware scale. Now hold shift and just drag that area to the left. As you can see, it looks really nice. After we place the dolphins, I've noticed that on the top left I have an area that it's a bit purple, and I'm going to hide that area using the polygonal lasso tool. Be sure that the mask is selected and just select a line on top, and now hold Alt or Option and press delete. Now we need to match the color grading of our train with the colors of the dolphins and the sea. In order to do that, I'm going to select curves, and I'm going to hide the train for the moment. Be sure that the layer icon is selected, not the mask. Double click on the black selection tool and just press on the darkest area on the photo of the dolphins. Hit OK. Bring back the train photo. I'm going to hold Alt or Option and bring this adjustment layer to affect only the train photo. Now press only once on the eyedropper tool. Now we need to select the darkest color of our train photo, which I believe is down here. Now let's use another curves adjustment. Also clip it to our train photo and bring the colors a bit down. I'm going to add a levels adjustment layer. Also, I'm going to clip it, hold Alt or Option inside our train photo, and I'm going to decrease our colors. Now I'm going to invert the mask by pressing Ctrl Command and I. Take the brush tool or press B. Be sure the white color is selected. Decrease the flow to 4 or 5% and start to paint where you want the picture of the train to be darker. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing with the dolphins photo. I'm going to add another levels adjustment layer. Now I'm going to invert the mask colors, so instead of white I need to be black. And I'm taking again the brush tool and just paint where you want the parts of the water to be darker. Let's reduce the opacity of this levels adjustment layer to something around 50%. Now I want to add some more sun rays, because as you can see we have some in the water, but I want them to go through the window. In order to do that, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm taking the gradient tool, and here on the settings be sure that noise is selected and all those options also to be selected. Hit OK. Now drag a line from the left to the right bottom, Ctrl or Command T. Alright, now we are going to add some perspective to those lines. I'm going to hold Ctrl or Command and move the corners until I reach one of the best perspectives. Okay, now I'm going to make this layer black and white. I'm going to add a black and white filter. I'm going to clip this adjustment layer inside our rays. Next thing, I'm going to add a solid color. Also, I'm going to clip it inside our layer and change the color to this sea color, something like that. Now right click on this layer and convert it to a smart object. Select filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and let's find a good radius. I think this is okay. Now hold Alt or Option and add an inverted mask. Take the brush tool, be sure that white is selected, and now we are going to paint to bring back some of the sun rays inside our picture. Alright, now because we have those sun rays that are affecting our train picture, I'm going to add some lights on the edges of the chairs and also on the window. For that, I'm going to add a hue and saturation adjustment layer. I'm going to check colorize, increase the saturation, and find a bluish color that I want. And now I'm going to increase the lightness, something like that. And also I'm going to add this inside our train picture. And of course, I'm going to invert this mask by pressing Ctrl, Command, and I. Now let's take the brush tool. The flow should be somewhere around 20%. And I'm going to draw on the edges of the chairs and the window. After we finish with the lights, now let's add some blur to those images. I'm going to right click on our train photo and convert it to a smart object. Now go to Filter, Blur Gallery, and choose Fill Blur. Now let's decrease the blur to 0. I'm going to add some blur on this point, somewhere around 4%. Another one here on the right corner, also 4%. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with the dolphin photo. I'm going to convert it to a smart object and then go to Filter, Blur Gallery, and choose Fill Blur. The main should be 0, and to the sides I'm going to add some little blur. Hit OK. Now let's merge all the layers into one layer, so press Ctrl, Alt, Shift and I. convert this to a smart object, go to filter and let's apply some camera raw filter. Those are the settings that I've used. You can copy if you prefer or use your own. Hit OK. Now let's apply some oil paint filter. Go to stylize and choose oil paint. Those are the settings that I've used. Hit OK. Now I'm going to add another final adjustment layer. So go to filter and choose filter gallery, and I'm going to use the glowing edges. Hit OK and set this layer to screen. So this layer does exactly what it says. It's adding some glowing to the edges of the picture. If you want, you can decrease the opacity to somewhere around 50%. So this is the tutorial for today. This is a really simple photo manipulation. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.